I'm here with Bubba Burcham, the captain in the starting center for the 2000 national champion Oklahoma Sooners. So you were a walk on in '96 from Mustang High School. Earned your scholarship. Backed up. Was it Matt O'Neill? I believe.
Yeah, Mustang High School, 1996 grad, and then walked on under John Blake and was underneath him for 3 years before Coach Stoops came in.
Nice. So like, can you like kind of talk to me? Was there a culture change or like? Because I know all the talent, the same. It was pretty much the same roster when Stoops. I mean, when Stoops took over, aside from Heupel at QB. Was there like a culture change when Stoops came in, or what? Because I mean, I know Blake was a hell of a recruiter, probably one of the best there's ever been. But I just don't see how why you couldn't, transfer it over to being a head coach.
You know, all Coach Blake did a great job of assembling a lot of great athletes, and Coach Stoops added a few pieces along the way, a couple junior college guys, and in Josh Heupel, Torrance Marshall, Howard Duncan was another junior college guy. Those are three off the top of my head that really contributed. And then the staff, it was a culture change, a mindset change, and were we going to turn the corner under Coach Blake? Probably, but it was the administration's decision to go in a different direction, and it's forever changed the trajectory of the program.
Yeah, it was a joy to watch that season, especially that I think it was November, the gauntlet in November. You boys went through, man. You guys were battling every week. It was pretty nice to see. Um, so like you got this the Rewired men's
Mm-hmm.
conference coming up April 29th and 30th, is it?
Yeah, April 10th and 30th. It's at Falls Creek. Falls Creek is a campground, the biggest youth campground in the country, if not the world. And every summer there'll be 70,000 kids go through there through 10 weeks. Normally, in a normal year, there's about 2,500 to 3,000 men will meet down there for 2 days to do a men's conference or men's retreat. Some people it's a conference, some people it's a retreat, and we hang out and deal with some men it's just time to get away and reignite that their faith in Jesus. Some men they're working on other things. There's men that have saved their families, saved their marriages, men that have accepted the call to ministries. All kinds of different decisions happen there and different good and noble reasons to be there.
Yeah, is that where this so do you talk about the different styles of coaching there too, with the transactional and the transformational coaching? Is that where you go, or is that just something that you like to talk about? Or
Yeah, that's a different thing. And when I'm talking to coaches in general, or just people, if on social media people follow me for stuff with men and manhood, masculinity, and families, and then also about football coaching, because my tie to OU football and coaching. I was a head coach of a high school for 6 years, and then GA'd. I coached 2 years at OU, 1 year at Northeastern and Tahlequah, and just been around coaching my whole professional life, and just paid attention to it, studied it, worked on it. And so, yeah, that's just something that I try to talk to young coaches about, trying to help them understand the difference between a coach who is transactional. I coach you, you get better. There's really no heart behind it. And transformational, I coach you, but I'm really more coaching the individual, the person. If you think about it in terms of a chain, if you work and make each link of the chain stronger, then the whole chain gets stronger, one piece at a time. But you're speaking to the individual, the character, the attitude, the heart, the effort, and that's what makes it different. What makes it special? Transformational coaching. Coach Venables has talked. I think he used relational coaching. It was a phrase, which is the same thing. To where I'm more worried about you as the individual than I am about you as as the X's and O's on the field. Yes, I want you to be successful, but that's an overflow of pouring into the individual.
Yeah, that's what that's what I love about the game. That's why I fell in love with the game, was just the relationships that I was able to build with my brother, and then on top of that, the morals and values, the different stuff that the game teaches you, like discipline and able to focus and um, put your trust in your teammate, pretty much. And my father taught me that. He instilled that in me when he was teaching me about the game of football. And I really like that transformational and transactional. I was reading up on it, and man, it's almost like, oh, you just went through that almost, with the transactional coach leaving and a transformational coach coming in, and then goes. Um, but yeah, it sounds like a really cool deal, man. It said I think one of the mission brands or whatever was, the focus is training the lives of men through a relationship with Jesus Christ. Like, I'm really struggling with that right now a little bit, man. I just don't understand how somebody says they could love you so much, but yet take something from you. Like, I know God's there. Just, I don't know. It's weird, man.
Yeah, yeah. The Bible says that God doesn't tempt people. Satan is the one that tempts people, and he won't let you. God will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you can handle or what you can bear. And that, but then, it's the man as a paradox, as something that contradicts itself, is men need to be around other men to make them better. Men need teammates, need to be coached. But at the same time, so many men by nature do life alone. They don't really let people inside to deal with the mess that's inside of them. And so, I can't begin to understand or deal know what you've dealt with your life, what you've lost. And all I can say is through prayer, through that right relationship with Jesus, through taking time to deal with it, you may or may not truly understand what happened, but as a follower in Jesus, my mom's a follower in Jesus. The day she passes and goes to heaven, will be a joyous day, because I know where she's going, and I know she's not dealing with the pains of this world anymore. That's just me personally speaking.
Right.
Just about that is like, my mom's a tough lady. She was a single mom, dealt with divorce, and raised me. My two older sisters, my mom and dad were married during that time, and I was a boy, a good boy, but I was a boy, a boy who shaved, and she did her best job to raise me, and thankful for her. But just, I know where her heart is, and I know that she's a lady that loves the Lord, and and I've had, I call them heroes in the faith, men that are influential on me that have passed and gone on to heaven, and I don't understand why. I'll never understand why. And someday in heaven, I'll be like, God, I don't understand, but your ways are higher than my ways, and it's just, all I know is to study the Word, go to church, be faithful to my wife and my kids, to steward them and shepherd them, and that's what God put me here on this planet for, is to know Him and make Him known through my family. So that makes sense.
It does. That makes a lot of sense, man. So what do you think? Where's OU? Like, do you think OU is going to be in the SEC in 5 years? Of course, right? I think that's 2024 is what they said.
Yeah, 2024 would be a couple more seasons. You have 22, 23, and then 24. So 2 more 12 seasons. I don't know the exact date.
Yeah.
But will they be able to compete? Yes, they can compete in any conference in college football. They're Oklahoma, and they're built up as that. If people are patient with Coach Venables, I think they'll be pleasantly surprised, just in the attitude and effort that he has. I was around him for 2 years as a player, and then around him as 2 years as a graduate assistant coach working in the office. Learned a lot from him. He's an incredible recruiter, able to communicate and at a high level with athletes and then parents. Some people don't understand always is like, yeah, we want to. You're recruiting both the athlete and the moms and dads. That's a missing piece, and to be able to communicate with athletes is good, but then be able to turn around and communicate with their parents as well is, hey, here's how I'm going to take care of your baby, your baby boy. How's I'm going to take care of your child and guide him and guard him and direct him and protect him and teach him and train him. And Coach Venables, one of his phrases is uncommon man, to be uncommon. It's easy to be common and do what everybody else does. It's hard to do what's uncommon, to be different, that championship mindset. And it's the same thing on the field, in the classroom, and as a man of faith is, I carry myself differently than culture says a man should carry himself. And I do different things because I don't want to be what culture says a man is. I won't do it. I want to do what the Bible says. And that's where Coach Venables is a difference maker. He lives differently. He carries himself differently, and naturally inspires all those around him to be more confident, to work harder, to do all the little things right. Does that make sense?
It does. Like the passion that he has, just for the game of football, and excuse me, and just the passion that he has for the game and for his players as well. Man, excuse me. He's not like just water the grass over here with like the skill positions. Like, he looks at everybody as like a part of the family, and that's what you gotta build a unit. Like a good unit is gonna God, excuse me. A good unit is gonna they're gonna come together every time and rise above. Excuse me, man.
Oh, you're good.
I'd like to end on a who, what, and why. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but so for the who was your toughest assignment? Like, as far as blocking or lined up straight?
Gosh, yeah. I've got two different guys who were very difficult my senior year against Texas. It was a guy named Casey Hampton.
Oh yeah, big one.
He played nose guard. He also played nose for the Steelers for a long time. And 6 foot 6'1", in that range, 320 pounds, just very explosive, powerful athlete. A lot of times it was just snap the ball and hang on for the ride. There was a guy named Mario Fatafehi. He played for Kansas State. And then Jerry Togiai also played for Kansas State, two Samoan guys, and just very powerful, strong, tough players. And fortunately, we're a team that spread the ball, and people often put an extra DB in and take a D lineman out. So we always had an extra guy to beat up on the D lineman. It was the fun part.
Those they're really quick with their hands. Their handwork is super good. It's like when you're explosive and you can use your hands like that. So I'm really excited about what Brent Venables is doing with that defensive line, man. Bringing in some explosive, big guys like Casey, like you said, Casey Hampton. Need guys like Gilmore. That's Neville Gilmore, I think was his name. He was real good, man.
Neville Gallimore.
Yep, he was good, man. So for the what we're gonna do, what is your definition of success?
What's my definition of success? As a believer in Jesus, it's to It's to do his will. It's to live out the commandment, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. And the second is to love your neighbor as yourself. To live that out daily in my home and all those I come in contact with.
Nice. So live it out daily. I've just finished this book called One Life. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but
No, sir.
it's McKnight. He's a theologist, and
Mm-hmm.
he has a quote in there that actually says, "Focus on the daily instead of the dream, but let the dream shape what you do daily." And that just reminded me of that when you said that, to live for him daily.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, and so for the why, we're gonna go. Why is OU so special to you?
Loyal to a fault, I would say. And just as a kid, I remember being a little kid and seeing the 85 Orange Bowl, seeing Brian Bosworth, Tony Casillas, Jamel Holloway, all the guys. I remember that as a kid, and just that stuck with me, and always will stay loyal through times where we weren't as good, weren't winning the Big 8, and then transitioned to the Big 12 when I was there. Just I can't trade the experiences that I had while I was there. I was there for 7 years, 5 as a player, 2 as a coach. And I can't, just those experiences have shaped my life to this day.
Yeah, I remember those years. I was going to high school in Wyoming. Those like 3-8, 4-7, 5-6 years. Those were rough ones, man. But I still scream Boomer Sooner every day. It was some good teams though, man. A lot of old names like Brandon. I was just thinking about Brandon Daniels and Garrick McGee and Thunder and Lightning, Joey Mickey. Oh, there's so many names, man. So many great memories from those days. But I appreciate you stopping by the old BoomerCast, Bubba, and I hope everything works out well. And I'm gonna look into this. Can you go ahead and give us the information for that Rewired men's conference again?
Yeah, it's Oklahoma Baptist Rewired Men's Conference, and if you just search Oklahoma Baptist Men's Conference, you'll be able to find it. It's I tweet about it a lot, or on Facebook and Instagram, sharing about it. But it's April 29th and 30th, and you can sign up now for it's a discounted rate. I don't even remember how much it is right now off the top of my head, but it's well worth it. You're going to hear some great speakers and have some great experiences. There's a guy out there who last time he barbecued and he cooked 100-pound meatloaf, smoked it, and gave out samples to everybody. So
nice.
He's going to be there again cooking barbecue. So it's part retreat, part experience, part convention. It's all these things in one, and there's something for everybody.
Nice, good deal, man. Well, I like to end on can I get a Boomer Sooner to go ahead and end the night?
Yeah.